Europe's most successful new car in history comes to America. Introducing Fiesta, now imported from Germany by Ford. Fiesta, 0 to 50 in an average of 8.8 seconds. Road-gripping Michelin radial tires. The traction of front-wheel drive and excellent gasoline economy. Fiesta, Europe's most successful new car in history. Test drive one at your authorized Ford dealer now.
I was asked to talk about the incredible Black & Decker Workmate. There's almost nothing it can't hold. But the Workmate is so incredible, I'm gonna let it do the talking. The Workmate from Black & Decker and nobody else. When America has a job to do, it reaches for Black & Decker.
Herrera kicking off from the 40, not the 35, because the penalty on the extra point is now move it up. Herrera catches it pretty good. McClanahan over in the corner of the end zone watches it roll out through the gravel and up against the screen. (10-7) Dallas over Minnesota. The Vikings own the football at their own 20-yard line.
I'm trying to think back and see if we've seen most of the Minnesota offense. Fran hasn't let many plays go uncalled, but he might do some screens.
That's the time left in this opening game of 1977. McClanahan in motion, and Tarkenton goes to throw. Out to Foreman. Thomas Henderson right there. Henderson has great speed.
What a shot he gave Foreman. Foreman and he are talking about it. Henderson said, you didn't have to catch it. Foreman said, I won't next time, maybe.
He's still mumbling about it. Baltimore-Seattle situation. A little bit closer than it was. Baltimore got a field goal to make it 22. Seattle got a touchdown to make it 14. Tarkenton to Foreman. Trying to find some room, and does. Squirms to the outside before Benny Barnes, number 31, made the tackle. Did not get a first down, but will make it third and about 2.5.
You think the head slap rule, where the linemen are no longer allowed to take that slap, is that going to affect either of these teams that we're watching, you think? Dallas used to use it a lot.
I think it affects the pass rush more than anything else.
I'm thinking of Too Tall Jones in particular. No, he used to use the slap because he's so tall.
Tarkenton's going to throw. Or try to. Randy White chasing him. It looks like a ballet dance back there as Tarkenton gets away from everybody and finally does throw. Robert Miller gets the move. Cliff Harris, the only man. In Dallas territory. What a job Tarkenton did.
There are no flags either. Watch this. This is the reason you can't give him X's and O's. And watch the dart he throws when he finds it. And I mean, it's right on. Good play here by Harris, who really had to make sure of contact. Get as much of the body as you can then.
So Minnesota moves into Dallas territory with 6 minutes, 48 seconds left to play. Dallas leads by 3, 10-7. The time you see in the right-hand corner of your screen. First and 10, Minnesota. It is Foreman swinging to the outside, and it's Foreman that's taken down on a great play by Harvey Martin.
I mean, Riley put a good block on Martin, too. Thing is, he's so fast and strong at the same time. He took the block, accepted that, and then just made the tackle. Anybody else thinking sudden death? In case things would stall down, Cox can kick him from 35. Then you go one extra period.
A new set of running backs on 2nd and 10 for Minnesota. It's Sammy Johnson and Mark Keller. But Francis is going to throw, you know. I guess not. That's McClanahan. He swings down to the 40. Dallas was thinking pass all the way. So was I.
Looks like they've tamed off the rush, too. The Vikings have gotten to him on the line of scrimmage a little bit. Perhaps Fran's run-around play before that pass tired them out a little bit, too.
Bud Grant had Robert Miller up ready to go into the game, but now he's just applauding. 3rd and 3. Fans start to stomp. And again, when Tarkenton is so valuable in a situation like this because he can run as well as throw.
Wow.
D.D. Lewis popped him out of bounds, but he got his first down.
You said it. And this time it's all run. He knows he's going to have to run with it. Now watch it. Boy, now he hot-puts it. And D.D. really gives him a shot. In fact, he goes almost under the Dallas bench.
Dangerous area. 5 minutes, 10 seconds left to play. Dallas 10, Minnesota 7. Pretty good way to start the season, Tom.
What a craftsman that Fran Tarkenton is. I'm amazed every time I watch him perform, I'll tell you.
Minnesota ball at the Dallas 36. Tarkenton. Harvey Martin just got picked off at the last minute. But the rush was what caused Tarkenton to underthrow. He used 5 seconds. Mosquito just got Bud Grant.
Yeah, the big problem was that mosquito that got Bud on the forearm. He's just churning, just eating up, isn't he? Last play, and the pocket is not safe.
Watch how close number 79 comes.
Watch to the center of your screen. Tingelhoff just picked him off in time.
Second and 10 situation now. 5:05 left to play. Straight ahead handoff is to McClanahan. To the 20. Aaron Kyle on the tackle, but what a call by Fran Tarkenton.
It looks like Waters, the safety man, and Brunig, the linebacker, get caught. A stunt by the Dallas defensive lineman, and they ran straight at the stunt, which is an excellent thing to do. You can see Waters there, and Kyle finally making the tackle.
At the Dallas 21, first and 10 Minnesota, 4.5 minutes left to play. Foreman. To the 12.
Ron Yeri and Wes Hamilton have done a heck of a job on that right side. The Dallas stunts have to stop.
Clock still running. The Vikings huddling. Dallas has got their defense called. Less than 4 minutes. The Cowboys with a 3-point lead. The ball at the 12-yard line. 2nd and 1. McClanahan plugs to the 10. I think he got the first down.
Now you're going to see it. You're going to see a defensive series now. Or the Vikings are going to walk away with the game, and there won't be anything left on that clock when they get through with it.
Both teams have all their timeouts left. It is 1st and goal from the 9. The most helpless feeling you could possibly imagine is the feeling that Tom Landry has right now. Just over 3 minutes left to play. Tarkenton gives to Foreman. And Foreman got perhaps one before Brunig and Harvey Martin wrapped him up, put him down.
Now Dallas is gambling a little bit on defense. Fran Tarkenton can spread out or roll or do almost anything, and he might have ducked inside for the last time and tested him in there. Let's see if he's going to sort of dangle something in front of him.
This drive began at the Minnesota 20. It's 2nd and goal with the 8 now. 2.5 minutes left to play. He gets again to Foreman. Nothing doing. Charlie Waters with that clutch tackle.
What a tackle.
Bud Grant has an idea what he wants done. He has told McClanahan, and now he calls Sammy Johnson. And Johnson comes in.
Watch this now, and Waters makes the tackle. He used to be just a good-looking athlete, but he has worked on his physical development so much that he made a very strong tackle.
2 minutes left to play. And both Bud Grant and Tom Landry will be advised of that. They'll get visits from quarterbacks and defensive signal callers. 10-7, Dallas.
Hi, Max Mileage here, welcoming you to the Firestone Car Service Center, where you can count on us to help you get maximum mileage. We specialize in front-end alignment and precision wheel balancing. We replace worn-out shocks and overhaul drum and disc brakes and return the worn-out parts. Want to know more about Firestone's Max Mileage Car Service? Just check your local newspaper for this week's Firestone Max Mileage Car Service offer.
Hey, Schlitz wants you to have a ball. Pass the word, pass the word.
Hey, now's the time to pick up plenty of Schlitz.
Pass the word, pass the word, pass the word.
Because the Schlitz football offer is here. Look for this display at participating stores and save up to $5 on an official Wilson football. Come on.
Pick up Schlitz and have a ball. Pass the word, pass the word, pass the Schlitz.
The clock shows 2 minutes left. The scoreboard shows Dallas 10, Vikings 7. If you look at the field, though, you see that Minnesota has the 3rd and goal at the 9.
But you got to be careful. If you got 5 receivers out there, you don't want to give the ball up now. Cox is ready if this third down play fails.
Bud Grant still looking on. Fran Tarkenton still directing the attack against the Dallas defense. They do not blitz. He called Jones, takes him down. Ed Jones and Larry Cole, the guys who put the pressure on Fran Tarkenton.
Here he comes. And remember Tutall's been working against Ron Yary. That was some pass rush.
It sure was. Paul Krause is the holder.
15 years, Fred Cox has been looking pressure right in the face. He said the other day, well, I guess I've seen about all kinds. But he's in a pretty darn pressurized position right now, I'll tell you.
It is going to be a 35-yard attempt. Cox had a lot of competition in training camp. But that experience is one reason they kept him and not the other guy. It's good. Minnesota 10, Dallas 10. A minute 35 left to play.
Bud Grant almost smiled, but not quite. At least he didn't yell at Johnny Michaels.
Maybe we ought to run down the ground rules right here, Tom, of what will happen if the game ends like this. Fred Cox. Mosquitoes are still biting Bud Grant, no matter whether he tied the score or not. A minute 35 left to play. A drive by the Vikings to tie it. There'll be a 3-minute break if the game ends like this, 10-10. And then we'll go into sudden death for one period. If it's still tied, that's the way it'll end.
What do you do with the run back, and what do you do with the next 2 or 3 plays on offense? You're willing to go into overtime now to get another shot offensively without perhaps losing it by a foolish move.
Again, both teams have 3 timeouts remaining. I don't suppose Dallas is too concerned about an onside kick right here. I don't think that Minnesota would try that in this situation. But Cox kicks away. Butch Johnson will field it at the goal line. Clock starts, and here comes Johnson. Swinging to the outside. Got a couple of blocks. Butch Johnson to the 45, to the 48-yard line. A fine return by Johnson, and what a clutch time.
And boy, is he a part of this team.
You know who made the tackle?
No, who made
Fred Cox.
Good running back at Pittsburgh a few years ago.
Dallas got the good return that they needed right there. They have all 3 of their timeouts left. They have a minute 27 seconds left on the clock. And the challenge is to the Minnesota defense. One of the best. First down, Dallas. At their own 48. And Roger Staubach goes back. Ooh, almost a low snap from center again. The fake across the middle caught by Jay Salvey, the backup tight end, who's still trying to get up and in a scuffle with Matt Blair. They might go with a quick count right here. By the way, if this game should end like this and we went to sudden death, 60 minutes will be seen in its entirety. Just slide the whole thing back again. 2nd and 5. The Minnesota 48. They're not in field goal range as of right now. Less than a minute left to play. Staubach gets the forward handoff to Newhouse.
Oh!
Newhouse gets to the 45 where he is really hit by Jeff Seaman.
Seaman and Blair really unloaded on Newhouse. And that play looked super starting out, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Those linebackers for the Vikings.
Well, Dallas, I believe, has just used a timeout, so they have 2 left. Minnesota has 3. The ball is at the Viking 45. Not yet in range for a friend Herrera. Situation is about 3rd and 3 for Dallas.
I can't believe that they wouldn't, without taking too big a chance, want to finish this thing off in regular play if they could get close enough for a safe field goal shot. A long one that could be blocked, I don't think would be advisable, because you know how the Vikings do things with blocked kicks and all. Los Angeles, they blocked 16 type kicks last year. The Minnesota team did 13 in the regular season, 3 in the playoffs, so they can do that. But you sure don't want to go into an extra period and try to figure out how to win it then either, if you can win it now. There he is.
There is Herrera.
Kickers are pretty lonely, though, Pat, when it really, huh? When you're the only guy that
Sure
can
are.
come in, huh?
That's right. Special place on that bench for the kickers. 3rd and 3. 48 seconds left to play. Dallas goes back into the shotgun again. Forward handoff is to Pearson. He's got the first down for Dallas. And they've got to get back to the huddle in a hurry or else call another timeout right here. First down for the Cowboys. They're inside the 40 now. And they hustle back in a hurry. 32 seconds left. The clock's still running. 30 seconds. At the 39-yard of Minnesota, Staubach drops. Newhouse gets out of bounds at the 32. And now the challenge really preys on the mind of Herrera. There he is.
What a year he had a year ago, though. He came right in and kicked under pressure from the very first moment. A likable little character. He'll sit in the lobby on the morning before a game and read the cartoons, the paper, the editorials, and nothing much bothers him.
Again, if this game should happen to go into overtime, you will still see 60 minutes in its entirety. We obviously would cover this game in its entirety, but just slide the whole network schedule back, and you'll still see 60 minutes. A second down situation, 2nd and 23. A 2nd and 2. 23 seconds. Golden Richards jumps it incomplete. 18 seconds left on the clock. The ball, the line of scrimmage, the 31-yard line. So it would be a tough shot for Herrera.
You talk about coverage, though. Nate Wright now, and that was solo coverage. They had the blitz going, and he went right with Golden Richards. We're still watching the young kicker, and nobody's talking to him. Maybe he doesn't even want to talk to anybody right now. There he comes.
It'll be 3rd and 2, the situation coming up right now, at the 31-yard line. 18 seconds left to play. The score tied at 10-10. And again, the shotgun. Blitz is on by the Vikes. Wide open is Pearson. At the 15, he is out of bounds. Staubach really hung in there.
How about squeezing off that round, though, when you know the linebackers are coming, so he knows he's going to have an open receiver. But looking into it's another thing.
It's a first down, Dallas, at the 15-yard line. 13 seconds left to play. Dallas still has 2 timeouts left. Minnesota has 3.
How far do you take it down?
Right now, I think you protect it.
One more play?
Maybe one more and then kick it on 2nd down. And just in case you might get a bad snap from center, you'd have an extra down to do it. Staubach Gives to Pearson, and he protects. He gets to the 10. 7 seconds. And now Pat Haggerty has stopped the clock with 6 seconds to go, and here comes the field goal unit. Efrain Herrera and Drew.
And remember, he's from Guadalajara, went to UCLA, had passport problems and everything else, and he is kicking for Dallas.
He is also kicking very well for Dallas. 78% he was last year, and that's just phenomenal. 6 seconds left on the clock. 10-10 to score. Efrain Herrera with Charlie Waters to hold. At the 18, it'll be 28 yards for Herrera. It is not good. He pulled it.
That roar tells you the appreciation for one pulled left.
Herrera from 28 yards.
You can almost see the whole Dallas bench go down.
10-10. Minnesota, Dallas. 3 seconds left on that scoreboard clock. And Francis just covers up. It'll be overtime.
Sudden death overtime.
They'll go 1 quarter. Each team will have 2 timeouts in that 1 quarter. We'll wait 3 minutes before we come back for the sudden death period. And Haggerty will summon the captains to the middle of the field again, and it'll be just starting a new ball game.
And that's an important toss. This is much more important than just opening the football game with the second half.
It certainly is. Haggerty still calling. Here comes Harvey Martin, Drew Pearson, Jay Saldi out from the Dallas bench, Jim Marshall, I believe Mick Tingelhoff.
Call a coin in the air.
And Amos
Winland Hall.
Winland Hall is the special team captain. I started to say Amos Martin, but he's gone.
Call it in the air.
We got tails.
Tails, he calls. There it is.
Rotate the
You
ball.
want the ball? Which goal will you defend?
Minnesota got the football. You heard him. Listen to the roar. Minnesota and Dallas go into sudden death overtime. Opening Sunday turned out to be one heck of a Sunday, didn't it? 10-10. The regulation is over.
I got enough to worry about. My hairline, my waistline. When it comes to my money, our money,
We let someone else help us do the worrying.
our IDS representative, he worries about planning for our future. And that means not just life insurance, but investments and savings, too.
IDS, not just insurance, not just investments, but a financial plan designed especially for you. When it comes to your money, let us help you do the worrying. IDS, we help people manage money.
At Allegheny Ludlam Industries, we make and use special metals in a lot of ways nobody else does. Like time memory elements for digital clock radios. We make the stainless steel for high-speed trains. At Allegheny Ludlam Industries, we create a lot of different things you live with every day. All the way from this true temper tennis racket frame to the super alloys used in this 747.
Before we go back to Bloomington for sudden death, we would like to straighten out that controversial punt by the Dallas Cowboys. Was there or was there not a fumble? We have taken this angle back here in New York and slowed it down. And you will see that the ball is touched. But Irv Cross contacted Irv Reeder. Now watch, here is Bob Grimm, number 26. He will touch the ball right here, and some folks thought it was a fumble. It is the momentum of the punt that carries it into the end zone, Reeder said. Therefore, it is not a free ball. When it gets into the end zone, it is a touchback. The officials ruled correctly. Let's go back to Pat Summerall and Tom Brookshire.
We're in sudden death. Metropolitan Stadium in Bloomington, Minnesota. The Vikings won the toss and said, "We want the ball." And they're about to get it. Herrera, who just missed that field goal, shanks one high, taken by Miller at the 18. Robert Miller gets to the 30-yard line before he is swarmed on by Dallas special team led by Guy Brown.
Going to be interesting, Pat, to see if the Cowboys can now get it back to that intense edge again. I thought the whole team sort of, inhaled and fell down when the kick didn't go. And Minnesota has the ball first. 8-5, Dan Rather's watching.
You are right, I'm sure. First down, Minnesota at their own 30. 1st and 10. He gives to Foreman. Foreman takes into the secondary. Cliff Harris took him down after about a 4-yard pickup. D.D. Lewis helped.
I just had a bunch of stats pushed down to me, and they don't mean a single thing. When it's all tied and you're going sudden death, it starts from 0 again. Just crank it back.
At the 35-yard line. 5-yard pickup by Foreman. We have 14 minutes and 20 seconds left in sudden death overtime. Score is Dallas 10, Minnesota 10. The reverse. Wide open is Bob Grimm. I mean, wide open. And he overthrew him. Grimm was so open, Tarkenton could not believe it.
He was down there in the sun doing side straddle hops. That's how open he was, the flea flicker. And that's the first time I can remember Minnesota ever pulling that off. A double reverse and give it back to Fran Tarkenton. Look at him. Look at Fran.
Remember that Ram game we did up here last year?
Yes.
Minnesota was down in a position to score. The score was 10-10. And Ram linebacker Rick Kay intercepted a pass. A lot of people asked Mr. Tarkenton why he threw that pass. 3rd and 5 situation at the Minnesota 35. Tarkenton operating in the sunlight with half his team in the shadows. Draw play, Sammy Johnson. Going to get the first. He did. First down, Vikings.
Good block by McClanahan, too. Sprung him.
Here's the draw play.
Number 33 gets good position. Tingelhoff does, too.
Defensive tackles for Dallas are now Larry Cole and Randy White. Jethro Pugh not playing at the moment. A handoff. Sammy Johnson to the 45. Second and 7 situation. Minnesota. 13 minutes left in overtime. 10-10. Tarkenton on a sprint out. Looks right. Looks and threw it away. Intentional grounding is going to be called again. This one will be more costly than the other one.
He sort of rolls this like he's got a grand on the hard 8. Watch the way Fran runs to the right. It sets up and then just barely sees Harvey Martin coming. When he does, though, talk about being able to... There it is.
And back go the Vikings.
Intentional grounding. Loss of down. Offense, number 10. 3rd down.
So it'll be 3rd and 22. That's a loss of a down. That intentional grounding.
You know, a weird percentage has cropped up. There's so many stats coming out these days that the teams don't play as really as tight a defense in the prevent defense as they do in their normal defenses. So 3rd and long, but Fran has a lot of room to throw in there.
Yeah, he does. But do you want to take a chance here? With this much yardage to go, would you throw it?
I couldn't even get my arm back.
He's going to throw. He's chased by Larry Cole, and he's down at the 20. Again, number 63. There is Neil Quavo.
Larry Cole's made about one of those every game that I can ever remember seeing, or every quarter.
Neil Clabo with the ball at the 20-yard line. Clabo standing back at the 5. Butch Johnson back alone for Dallas.
4th and 100.
Good snap. Shanked it. Out of bounds. 60 minutes as we've seen in its entirety. Immediately following this game, we're going to stay with this, of course, until it's over. And 60 minutes will be sliding back a little bit. You'll see it in it. Staubach. Drew Pearson at the 31. How did he hang on? Bobby Bryant.
185 pounds, and you've seen him come across the middle. Of course, the people here have seen him catch the ball in the last few seconds to win the championship game, right? Well, watch this catch, and I mean he's stuck. Coming across the middle, that's the test. And I'll tell you, Pearson is all by himself in that category.
And tough, too. He looked like he might be a little bit shaken, but by the time he got back to the huddle, he was okay. And now he slips wide to the right. 1st and 10. Dallas. Minnesota 31. Pearson again. Caught it again. Amazing. Nate Wright on the coverage. But Drew Pearson is something a little bit special.
Watch this. That's a 9-8. Maybe a 10.
Talking to some of the Cowboys, some of their representatives yesterday and last night, they were saying if we had to pick the most valuable player, it would be number 88, Drew Pearson. 2nd and 6. The ball at the 26. Staubach fails, throws out to Golden Richards. Breaks a couple. Golden Richards down to about the 15 before they get him out of bounds. Bobby Bryant. Good effort by Golden.
And Neely was out in front. Remember when they had to help him to the sidelines, number 73?
Game's been produced by Bob Stinner, as always so well, directed by Tony Verna. Superbly. That's the rest of our group there. It's been a heck of a way to start the year, I'll tell you that. 10-10. Dallas, Minnesota, we're in overtime. It looks like Herrera might get another chance. Newhouse to the 9. Matt Blair was the first guy to hit him.
Straight at the young tackle. Straight at James White, number 72. Now that Dallas feeling is back in numero uno, had better kick this one, but he knows. He was pulling them left a little bit when warming up, Pat. You and I were watching, and I thought Dan Reeves was a little bit upset about it.
Yeah, I know he was. I'd like to welcome those of you who've been watching St. Louis and Denver to our overtime game here. Dallas 10, Minnesota 10. It is 2nd and 4, I believe. And Dallas has called a timeout. They only get 2 in this overtime period. 2nd and 4. Staubach going over to talk to Landry. There's not much to say now.
America the beautiful, she's big and she's free. There's no place like her on this earth, and there'll probably never be. She's been a long time growing, and she's moving right along. Got to keep that beat going, like the rhythm of a song.
We can't wait for tomorrow. Alcoa can't wait.
We gotta save the houses that speak of yesterday. We gotta work the land, my friend, in a new and better way. The people at Alcoa are working every day. We will find the answers as aluminum shows the way.
We can't wait for tomorrow. Alcoa can't wait.
10 minutes, 19 seconds left in overtime. Dallas 10, Minnesota 10. There's Efren Herrera, who missed a 28-yard field goal with 6 seconds to go in regulation time. 2nd and 4. At the 9, Staubach gives to Pearson, who breaks one tackle. Broke out of the arms of Alan Page. Got back inside the 9, down to about the 8. Landry telling Butch Johnson what he wants done.
Whatever you do, don't do it wrong.
Jay Salvey comes in with Butch. Golden Richards is called back. There is Efren Herrera. No need to warm up now.
Nope.
Because there's no way to get loose anyway.
There's nowhere to go.
10-10, 3rd and 3. The ball is at the 8. Staubach gives to Pearson again. Preston Pearson might have the first down on a great second effort. It is a first down, Dallas.
If anybody has given more than they had to give today, it's been Preston Pearson. I don't think he feels the pressure of Tony Dorsett, because this guy has always been this way. Pittsburgh uniform, Baltimore uniform, or whatever. You get every single bit of him, I'll tell you.
First down, Cowboys. 9 minutes left in the overtime period. Tom Landry walking along in front of the bench. 60 minutes will be seen in its entirety. Immediately following this game, we'll just slide the whole schedule back. We'll see it all. Staubach looking in the end zone. He's going to run. Roger Staubach scores for Dallas, and that'll do it. 16-10, the Cowboys prevail.
A playoff game on the very first weekend of the season. I think he wanted to run with it all the way. The end did not get out. Good coverage by Minnesota. Blair comes up, a fast linebacker. You're looking at the man that went to the Naval Academy, taking in himself. Up periscope, looks like he made it.
Took it right over Jeff Seaman to score. So Dallas in a tough struggle over Minnesota, 16-10. I remind you again that 60 minutes will be seen in its entirety. You'll just slide the whole schedule back. We'll do that so that we could bring you Dallas 16, Minnesota 10 in sudden death. What'd you think?
I'm not going to make 14 of these, I'll tell you that. That's as much tension as you can have for a football game to start out the football season. I've never seen two teams use everybody on their squad to make some kind of an effort to get into the game.
Don't forget the CBS Sports Spectacular, the Trenton 150, next week on Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So this is Pat Summerall then, for Tom Brookshire, saying goodbye from Metropolitan Stadium in Bloomington, Minnesota. The NFL Today is a presentation of CBS Sports.
This is CBS.